it's Burgess Taylor, and it is NaNoWriMo prep time. What do you have in your survival kit? What do you need to prepare for NaNoWriMo so that you have an easier time during the month of November? Well, first off, over the last few years, my survival kit has changed somewhat. One of the first things that I recommend is to kind of get things together early, the month of October, because you will sooner or later realize that you have forgotten something, and there are some things that are extremely important that you need to have. The first thing I make sure I have is a calendar. This hangs on my wall, and during NaNoWriMo, I put little stickers on the days that I make my goal. It just helps me keep up with what's going on, where I'm at. Also have a writer's Bible with a writer bullet journal in it this year. I did one of those for Camp NaNoWriMo one year, and it works really well. The next thing, a pair of comfy pants, pajama pants, leggings, have a pair, comfy pair. Next thing I recommend is the previous year's NaNoWriMo winter shirt. It helps remind you that you are a winner, that you can do this. It's motivational. And if you didn't win the year before, it's okay. Make sure you have a comfy shirt, comfy clothes to wear. I also keep a scarf on hand, a comfy one, in case it gets cold, because sometimes I write late at night or early in the morning. I keep a little hat, and I keep my favorite comfy sweater. Next, I have a basket full of NaNoWriMo goodies. One of the next things, of course, is something to write with. Now, I have a laptop and a desktop, and as you can see, I have a NaNoWriMo sticker on my laptop. I use my laptop when I go other places to write, because sometimes I need to leave these four walls, this room, go somewhere else to write. And it's a treat, and I'll reward myself with, say, Starbucks and some writing for like 30 minutes to an hour. The Starbucks kind of gets me out of the day in, day out, everyday writing 1,667 words of NaNoWriMo and these four purple walls. So it really helps, and it's a backup because I have Scrivener on my desktop and my laptop, and I save my novel to the hard drive in the laptop and the desktop, to an external hard drive as well as a thumb drive, and I'll show you that in here, and I save it to Dropbox. You don't want to lose it. I promise you, it has happened to me before. You do not want to lose it. The next thing on my list of survival items for NaNoWriMo, a coffee mug that will keep your coffee warm, unless of course you have one of those little mug warmers, which I need, but I don't have. And then you really need to stay hydrated too. You can't just drink coffee. So I have one of these tumblers. You want water, stay hydrated. I put ice in this, put water in it, I'm good to go. I stay hydrated. If I drink this sucker, that's a lot of water. Next thing on my survival list, because I do videos and stuff during NaNoWriMo, it helps me keep track of what I'm doing. I have a camera. So now we're going to go to what's in my basket. First things first, have some kind of notebook and a pen to write with, just in case, like say you lose power like I did over the weekend thanks to the hurricane. You have the means to write, or to take notes if you get ideas. Your favorite coffee mug, in case you don't have one of these, or you could have both of these. Usually I have both of these, and I pour coffee from here into here. Next thing, hot cocoa, marshmallows. You don't always want to be drinking coffee, but it's going to be cool, or at least cool, maybe cold during November, at least at night and early in the mornings, and depending on where you live. I like hot cocoa sometimes. I also like hot tea. This is the vanilla chai. Sometimes I want hot tea. I don't want caffeine because I know I need to get some sleep, but I'm still writing and I still want a warm beverage, so sometimes I have hot tea. I have a few different flavors. Snacks. You want snacks that are healthy, not just junk food, and I know it's going to be right after Halloween, so you're going to have a lot of candy or leftover candy from Halloween, but you're also going to want snacks that are at least somewhat healthy, are healthy, I try to get finger food snacks, popcorn, raisins, nuts, that kind of thing. Headache medicine. That's, yeah, Walgreens version of Aleve. I also have upset tummy medicine. And I have candles. I keep candles. Helps the atmosphere for writing. My index cards. My headphones, so I'm not disturbed with the noise that's going on around the house. Extra batteries and hair ties. Keep the hair out of my face. My thumb drive, which is portable. And I can take it with me. Save my novel, just in case. I mean, I'm saving it to a lot of different places, but better safe than sorry. Coffee. Coffee, coffee, coffee. I have regular coffee, and then I have espresso coffee. And last but not least, I have my pen and highlighter case. It has a bunch of different highlighters and pens in it, pencils, just in case I need them. And some post-it notes in there as well. And then I, of course, have my writer's Bible, which has my bullet journal in it, which has my outline in it, so that I can stay on course during the month of November. And I have the book that has more detailed outline. This has the basic outline. This has the more detailed stuff. And I keep those handy, ready. I'll be going through them in November. Yes. So, are we ready for NaNoWriMo? Are we ready? There are a lot of other things that you can do. I make sure that I have a couple of books for reference. Those are right above me. All my writing books. I didn't drag them down. I showed them before. I have No Plot, No Problem. I have Ready, Set, Novel. I have the Wonder Book. Mapping Out Your Novel. I have all kinds of books up there. Stephen King's On Writing, which usually stays at my desk, but it's not here right now. It's in the shelf. One of the other things you might want to think about is a CD of music, or a playlist on YouTube, or a playlist on Spotify or somewhere of music that you like. I don't really write to music. I like Rainy Moods. And I use Rainy Moods to write to, because music with lyrics distracts me. So if I listen to music, usually it's instrumental music, or I just listen to Rainy Moods, which makes me feel good and inspires me, and I get a lot more written that way. Yeah, writing to music with lyrics, I don't get very much written. I get distracted, and I'll end up writing the lyrics instead of ADHD, squirrel, bicycle hat, yes. So those are my suggestions. Comfortable clothes. I have a pair of bedroom slippers I usually wear when I wear those. Or I wear a pair of comfy socks. If you'll notice on the back of the door, there's a dry erase board. It's a calendar. Right now it says NaNoWriMo Prep, but come November, at the end of October, I will change it. It will have November, and I will write my word count down on that dry erase board, so I can keep up with it. I'll circle dates that are important, and in my writer bullet journal, I have a page that is specifically set out for NaNoWriMo. I have a calendar for NaNoWriMo, and I have this where I'll be writing information down, what I'm writing, what chapter, what act, section, and then this is the word count. And I have my goal, my actual, and the total mapped out, so I know where I'm at for NaNoWriMo. Those are just a few things that you can do to help you survive NaNoWriMo. My best advice for surviving NaNoWriMo is to have fun. Although a lot of people make NaNoWriMo out to be more about quantity and not quality, a first draft of a novel is really about getting the words on the page. It's not going to be perfect. Usually first drafts are shit. First drafts are usually shit. So if you're more worried about not getting the story out and just getting the words, like your number of words, then yeah, you're going to need a lot more revision. But if you concentrate on getting the story on the page and you make your goal, there are going to be days where you're going to write more, especially in the very beginning. The first week, you are zooming. That second week, it goes a little slower. The third week's usually the slump week. Fourth week, we're zooming again, especially the last few days for some of us. You're going to hit a little bit of a slump, That's when the NaNoWriMo forums, when WriteTube, when Facebook NaNoWriMo, they have a page. They're on Tuesday nights at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Hashtag Write Stuff has tweet chats about writing. Tamara will be doing a lot of talking about NaNoWriMo during the month of November for Write Stuff. There are a lot of different things that you can utilize to help you get through the month of November. The forums are great. There are forum chats for people who are first-time NaNoWriMoers. They have the youth program for NaNoWriMo. For those of you who are younger, they have a lot of different things. They have forums for plotters and forums for pantsers, ideas, all kinds of character names. It's a great place to get help if you need it. Another great thing is the emails that NaNoWriMo sends you. Those are motivational, inspirational. They really help. They really do. One of my favorite things about NaNoWriMo is the writing community. If you put in hashtag WriteTube, you'll see a whole series of videos from last year and videos that are coming out this year that Tamara is hosting. She has done WriteTube. It's hashtag Project WriteTube. Thanks for watching, y'all. I really appreciate it. I am a NaNoWriMo enthusiast. I love NaNoWriMo. I have done a master bullet journal. I did that for camp over the summer. I have done a writer bullet journal. I've had a writer's Bible. I've got a writer notebook, a huge binder with different printouts for beat sheets and character sketches and all that stuff. And you know what I found to be the most helpful is getting organized, preparing ahead of time. And I have been converted from a pantser to a plotter. I'm not a hardcore plotter. I don't plot scenes, but I do plot chapters and acts, so or parts, depending on which phrase you prefer. And I use tarot and the hero's journey, heroine's journey, villain's journey, that kind of thing to write my novel. Arwen's 33 Days to Finish Your Novel is great. But over the past few years during NaNoWriMo, I've gone from figuring out what my voice is as a writer to figuring out what works best for me for getting my novel plotted, for how I write. I'm more of a character-based writer. All these things I have figured out thanks in part mostly to NaNoWriMo, to participating. NaNoWriMo keeps me in the I need to write on a daily basis zone. It doesn't happen every day during the rest of the year, but because I participate usually in both camps over the summer and in November, I am usually preparing things, editing, doing things like that for at least a couple months of the year. I'm also writing for at least quite a few of the months of the year. So there's usually only a couple of months where I actually take a break during the year from writing. And I'm still journaling. The story's still in my head. I still write down things that come to me in my writer's Bible, in the journal that I have for the writing, and usually have a notebook for each novel. So if ideas come to me, I go to that notebook and I write them down. That works really well for NaNoWriMo too. That notebook I told you and that pen. So worst case scenario, you lose power like I did last weekend because we had a hurricane. But let's just say you go somewhere and you don't have your tablet or your phone, because a lot of people use that now, your desktop, your laptop, whatever. You can't have that with you. A notebook. You can even have a little mini notebook. Carry it around with you. Write down notes everywhere you go. Conversation, body language, things you see, anything and everything. Diagrams of a neighborhood, a parking lot, a shopping center, coffee shop. Keep a notebook and a pen with you at all times during NaNoWriMo. Best piece of advice. Thanks, y'all. Oh, and coffee. Coffee is a must. And get some exercise. One of the best ways for me to get ideas, if I'm feeling a little stuck, is to take a long walk, take a hot shower. I'll usually take a long walk, and then I'll take a hot shower, and then I get back to the computer, and I feel so much better. I feel invigorated, and new ideas have come to me. I feel much better. Thanks, y'all. I appreciate it. If you have any questions or any other suggestions, please leave them down in the doobly-doo. Thanks, y'all. Bye.